All day today on CNBC, we are showing you what $1 million can buy you across the country. We sent 6 CNBC reporters, which is pretty much all of them, to 6 very different real estate markets to check out a $1 million home. And we have super broker Dolly Lenz with us here, joining us to crown the top house. Thank you very much for joining us, Dolly.
Thank you for having me.
Dolly hasn't sold a $1 million home, anything even in that range.
No, it's like a $1 billion home.
Right, exactly.
It's only a matter of time, right, before we get a $1 billion home in New York City.
We hope so.
Some Russian oligarch's daughter will buy it as a
What's
third
the
home.
cheapest home you've sold recently in the past couple of years?
Well, just recently.
It hasn't been cheap, Andrew. They're inexpensive and fairly priced.
Has to start at least at $10 million.
No, we follow the client. So recently, $2 million.
Okay.
Okay. All right. It is more fun to see these homes side by side. So here we go. Let's kick it off. Round 1. 2 $1 million homes going head to head, but only one can move forward to round 2. And to make it more interesting, we have asked the reporters to not reveal where in America the house is located. Right now, only Dolly, and presumably the reporter that was there, knows that information. She's going to reveal it after we get a look. First up, though, CNBC's Diana Olick and Robert Frank, each taking us through a $1 million home in a mystery location.
This 3-story colonial is nearly 100 years old. It sits on a half an acre. It's got a 2-car garage, and best of all, it's got this separate entrance to its own office, which is perfect for a doctor, a dentist, or a private yoga studio.
This 3-story 1890s Victorian sits on about 1/3 of an acre with lake access, mature landscaping, a hot tub on the back deck, and a 3-car garage. Its unique facade is known as a painted lady.
The house is 7,400 square feet. The kitchen also very large. It's a St. Charles design with lots of light and windows, and this great center island providing lots of eating space and a stairwell that leads up through the back.
This wide-open floor plan boasts 3,700 completely renovated square feet plus a finished basement. It has a back staircase, stained glass throughout, and one of 5 fireplaces right here in the kitchen.
The house has 8 bedrooms and 6.5 bathrooms, and the master bedroom, once you go through the bathroom, has an additional sitting room with one of 5 fireplaces in the house.
The stained glass follows you up the main staircase where you find 6 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and a very rich history. You can almost feel it here in the master bedroom because this house was once a brothel.
The house takes advantage of all this beautiful greenery and giant old trees outside with this raised patio, which can be covered in the summertime. And in the wintertime, from this dining room, you still get a great view out the picture window. All this for $999,000.
The owner here is an expert in stress management, which you can tell from this bonus master bathroom renovation. A desert oasis complete with a quadruple jet steam shower. Asking price, $985,000.
All right, there you go. Round 1. Very interesting, right? On one hand, you've got the painted lady. On the other hand, you've got the old colonial. Very different homes. Only one
I like this game.
a brothel. So is this where the point where we guess where these homes are?
Yes. I want to guess based on the reporters. I'm guessing
Yeah.
the old colonial is in Connecticut, and I'm going to guess the painted lady is in Maryland.
I say Connecticut for the old colonial and Virginia.
Okay,
Virginia for the painted lady.
I'm going with Virginia, too. I like Virginia, and I like Connecticut, but I don't know.
Pick Westchester.
It's not that
Shake
hard
it
of a
I'll go Westchester. I'll go Westchester. Westchester, New York, but I think I'm wrong.
Tom, you
And I'll pick New Jersey on the Colonial, and I'll pick San Francisco for the Painted Lady.
All right.
I'll go Rhode Island on the Colonial and Virginia.
Okay.
Wow, great guesses. And all across the board. Isn't that interesting that it's hard to know?
Are we all wrong?
No, Connecticut is correct.
For the
It's
wrong
The old colonial.
Correct. Connecticut is correct for
Where
the
in
old colonial.
Connecticut?
Wow.
Okay. It is New Haven, Connecticut, home of Yale. Yeah. So beautiful house, big, comfortable house. Now, how about the other house? Everyone is wrong on the other house. How about this? It's near the Windy City.
Chicago.
Chicago.
Highland Park.
Yeah, got it. Bing, bing,
I was
bing,
looking
bing.
at the TV screen.
Peter.
It was like it was bannered. It said Highland Park.
Yeah.
You know what the giveaway should have been? Snow.
And lake.
Ground.
Oh, God.
Illinois is the only
Probably more
state
lakes.
where it snows?
No, but snow and it had a lake. Remember this?
And it's coming again. And it's coming again. I
And
hear.
brothel.
Yeah.
Where was the other one, the brothel?
So,
Brothel, too.
basically, yeah, we got the brothel. It makes sense.
There's a
Now,
clue, I
Chicago, you know, the sort of the mob, you know, in the 20s, Al Capone stuff. So, Dolly, based on your probably the best real estate agent in the United States, what's the better value? If I had $1 million, which home do I buy?
Which home do you think?
I kind of like the Painted Lady because I like Chicago. It's got the brothel history. You could almost feel it in the master bedroom, as Diana said.
But the old
Not sure what
Colonial
you're
is
feeling.
twice the square footage.
Exactly, exactly. So it's tough, right? Twice the square footage.
I
And
feel like New Haven's on the comeback. How do you feel about
New
that?
Haven's on the comeback, agreed. It's not so far from New York, not so far from a metropolitan city, but I say the winner is Chicago.
You do?
Yeah.
Because it's so
Well, because
done.
it's everything in that area is a nice high-end home. Okay, it's the ex-home to Michael Jordan. There are a lot of players in that area, so it's really a
It's
grounded.
a 20-minute commute
Exactly.
into downtown Chicago versus 90 minutes from New Haven to Manhattan.
Exactly. So all of that makes Chicago, and plus the house is beautiful. The house you can move in. I would even buy the furniture. And to me, it's all about buying the house that's going to increase in value the quickest. And I think that's definitely
Dolly,
Chicago.
you said something really interesting before we came back, that you were surprised by how much you could get for $1 million today.
Unbelievable.
You didn't think this was possible.
Not at all. Although it's 4 times the national average of a home price. So you have to understand, it is a lot of money, $1 million. I guess we're jaded in New York, so we think $1 million buys a studio. But other than that, I was surprised.
So everyone's been talking about the recovery, which has been very strong. What about New York? What about your outlook nationally? Are we going to continue on this?
You know, we still have a few bumps in the road. We still have an employment question, and I think that's one of the biggest answers. If you don't have employment, you're not going to have demand, real demand, right? Organic demand.
Yep.
Going back to what we were talking about earlier, got to
What about
hire
the high
people
end?
and pay them.
We constantly, it's like real estate porn, I think, in some respects, when you hear about these $100 million places that are up for sale. Still going strong?
It's going strong, but it's taking a little bit of a pause. But it's going strong. I mean,
And
people are hesitant.
Is it foreign buyers who are hesitating? Is it?
I think almost everybody's hesitating, right? So China's saying, well, gee, my stuff at home isn't doing so well. Maybe I'm not rushing to buy that $100 million house next week. So I think everything is hesitating a bit.
All right, so according to Dolly, the Painted Lady in Highland Park, Illinois takes round 1. So the Painted Lady moves on. The old Colonial, out. Painted Lady will go head-to-head with another $1 million home in another mystery location. And in the 10 o'clock hour of Squawk on the Street, Dolly's going to move on that $1 million home up against the Painted Lady and tell you what is the better value. And later on today on CNBC, she's going to crown the top house during closing bell with Maria Bartiromo. I think you're also on in the 2 p.m., right?
Yes.
Very fine program, Street Signs,
Yes.
2 p.m. Eastern Time. Great host of that
You're
show.
familiar? Yeah.
Very familiar with that show. It's just fantastic. If you want to check out Dolly's guest blog with tips on buying $1 million home, go to squawk.cnbc.com.